Mystery Beers episode number 234 of
Brutal Battle.
So we did one of these episodes where it was a mini tournament. It was like half tournament, basically. That was the milkshake IPAs that we did some time back. So we're doing something again. And let me give you the backstory on what happened. I said on this podcast a few times, I don't like pumpkin beers. But we did say if we got enough response, we would maybe do something with pumpkin beers. So Steve Phifer, listener Steve Phifer, reached out, and he really wants a pumpkin beer episode. So I think he said he would be interested in a tournament, and I was like, well, let me meet you halfway. Let's do a half tournament. And you give me 3 beers. I will go try and find those. So I actually needed him to give me more than 3. I think he actually gave me like 8.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, okay, I'll see what 3 I can get from this. Because I need to make sure that I can get them too. Because I don't know. I think he lives in Delaware, maybe? I might be wrong. I don't remember where he lives. But just to be sure, I want to make sure I could get something that he wanted. 3 of them. So the concept is I get 3 from his list, then I grab 3 for me personally, and the concept is the 3 in this are ones that he thinks are good, the 3 in this are ones that I think are good, and then I ended up with a 7th random beer because when I was getting some of the beers at Wine World, Rachel Herron, who works there, who will be on the show at some point, she pointed one out, and she was just like, this one, you should do this one. And I was like, well, it's not one of Steve's, it's not one of mine. And I was like, whatever, I'll just throw in a random. So we have a 7th beer.
So that's Rachel's pick.
Yes, basically. And I'll tell you kind of what she said about it when we actually have that beer. So we're breaking it up into 2, mashing it together as one episode, because we don't like to do too many at once. So we're going to do 4 and then 3. Put it together, but it'll just sound like one episode to all you.
Unless we don't drink any of these, and then we'll do all of them tonight.
Right, yeah, exactly. Which, you never know.
Now, when you picked Steve's beers, did you purposely, did he give you like a top? Did he rank them?
So he initially sent me 3 in an email.
Okay.
And I said, give me some more, just in case I can't get these. So I got 2 out of his initial 3.
Okay.
And then I picked 1 from his next, he gave me like 4 or 5 in that next email. So, so yeah. So all of these are pumpkin beers. All 7 of the beers are pumpkin beers. Now, what that ends up meaning, we'll find out. And going into this tournament, I need to qualify things. When I say all the time, I don't like pumpkin beers, my biggest thing is I don't like pumpkin spice beers. That's been my biggest issue.
So you don't like the cinnamon, the nutmeg, the clove, like that?
And I've talked numerous times on the podcast about other beers with spicing, like Stone's Chocovesa,
right.
And I think it's an Imperial Stout. Imperial Stout with, all sorts of spices. I'm not a big fan of it because
of the spice.
It's a lot of spices and it's at a high level. So that's something that turns me off. And, pumpkin stuff in general, like, there's been this issue where people used to just think that pumpkin flavor meant just the spices, and that was not just in beer, that was kind of in everything. But I've noticed that recently there's been a bit of a change to the actual flavor of pumpkin, not so much the spices. Case in point, Rebecca and I just recently had the Starbucks, what is it, coffee cream cold brew?
Pumpkin cream
cold brew, something like that.
Cold foam, cold brew or something.
Okay, yeah. And Rebecca told me about it, and I was like, that sounds gross. But she got it, and she's like, just take a sip. I took a sip, and I was like, actually, this is really good, because it doesn't taste like pumpkin spice. It has like an actual pumpkin flavor. And I was like, that's actually good with the coffee. I like that. So I've actually purchased one since. The other thing is we had a pumpkin pie cupcake recently from Flavor Cupcakes, which we did a cupcake and beer episode on this podcast. I think it was, did we do just cupcakes? I know at least for the new year we had a cupcakes for our, multi-course meal and beer. And those cupcakes are amazing. So they had a pumpkin pie cupcake, and I was like, I'm probably not going to like that. But it was phenomenal, because there was so much focus on the actual pumpkin flavor. So that's kind of my disclaimer. So I just don't like pumpkin spicing. So that's what it is.
So let's get to drinking.
Okay. So I will tell, once we're going to do it the normal way, where we're going to fully evaluate the beer, give it numbers and ratings. Obviously, I know what all the beers are. You do not, Rebecca. And then we'll reveal what it is. And at that point, I will also tell you whose beer it is.
Okay.
So, okay.
So this is
number
looking
1.
like yellow, orange, maybe a little hint of red.
Yeah, pretty orange. Very clear.
Very clear, yep.
I can see right through this thing. Super filtered. What does it smell like to you, milady? It smells pretty clean.
Yeah, I'm getting like that cereal note.
Yes.
I'm getting like some honey or maple.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm definitely getting some cinnamon.
Yep, definite.
It's hard because I feel like cinnamon and nutmeg kind of go together.
Yeah. I also get a little vanilla. Like,
okay.
it comes off a little vanilla-y to me.
I think it smells great.
It smells graham cracker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I think the kind of like the sweetness that's actually a little brown sugary, along with the honey, along with that little bit of vanilla and cinnamon, kind of makes it a little graham crackery to me in the nose.
I mean, it smells like a pumpkin pie.
Yeah, it does, but it also smells kind of crisp and light. So it smells
So I
decent.
Went in. So for me, pumpkin beers have been like so hit or miss. Like I really want to like them, but they always fall a little short for me.
Mm-hmm. Your feeling on this?
It's okay.
Yeah, that's kind of my feeling. It's a little
boozy.
Yeah, it tastes a little boozy, and it's more bitter on the end than I thought it was going to be based on the smell.
I like it, though.
The plus for this beer, though, the spicing is actually not out of control, in my opinion. I get it. Like, I get the cinnamon, I get the vanilla, I get kind of graham crackery, honey, a little brown sugary. I get all that, and it's at a pretty low level.
I like it.
It is just that the bitterness on the end is a little strong for what the flavors are and the body of the beer. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it tastes kind of boozy.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Because for how light it is, you would think it shouldn't really taste this boozy. Mm-mm. Yeah, you're totally right about that.
Okay.
Boozy. Okay, your number.
4.
All right. Rebecca is going off 4 on this beer.
So again, my rating, 5 is average, 4 is just a smidge below average.
I'm doing my normal kind of brutal battle. That alcohol, though, is kind of troublesome to me. I'm going a 2 on this one. I gotta be honest, because... And 2 for me is, it's fine. You know, everyone knows this if you've been listening to the podcast for a while. 2 for me on the podcast is, it's fine. I would definitely give this a 3 if that bitterness and alcohol was not out of control.
Not as balanced as you kind of want it to be.
Not very balanced.
I mean, I think I'm going to drink it.
Okay. All right. So would you?
I have no idea.
Here we go. I'm gonna no guesses.
No,
okay. Because you've had this before.
It's not pumpkin, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay.
This was one of Steve's picks. He's actually a big Southern Tier fan.
Okay.
And at some point, I have said we will try and do a Southern Tier brewery showcase episode. But this is Southern Tier's seasonal beer that everyone knows. It's pumpkin, Imperial Pumpkin Ale, pumpkin pie in a glass, as they call it. It's 8.6% alcohol. It tastes that, maybe 9. Well,
so funny.
It tastes around 8.6.
As soon as I smelled this and I tasted it, I was like, this is pumpkin.
But then you didn't say that you thought it was pumpkin.
Because I don't want to embarrass myself.
Yeah, but you have to guess, because then when you say, oh, I thought that, after the fact, then people are like, BS. You're just trying to sound like you know what you're doing now.
That's what I thought.
So.
Good. Well, I do like this beer. I liked it before. This is one of the few pumpkin beers that I do like.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not bad when it comes to pumpkin beers, especially with the spicing.
Yeah, so I will continue to drink this
because they go for the pumpkin pie.
Yeah,
so that it insinuates we're going to put a bunch of spices in this, so it's within control. It's fine. Okay. This has kind of been the pumpkin beer standard for some time now. So that's an overall of 3 for this one. Let's go to the second one.
Oh. Second one is this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Yours are a little out of order.
So this is dark.
Yes, it is.
But
it looks like red.
Yeah, there's
around the
definitely...
edges.
And it's not real thick. So to me, it looks like... Could be a nut brown, could be a porter.
Kind of looks a little bit like a Scotch ale to me, because when I look
I know there is a lot of red.
Yeah, it looks very red.
Oh my goodness. This has to be barrel aged.
There is a strong aroma.
It is very spirit forward.
Yeah, it
What
is.
is that?
It is.
It's not bourbon.
You're very like caught off guard when you go in for the first sniff, because the spirit, that alcohol astringency, this just like charges through your nostrils pretty much.
Is it rum?
Like, this is a barrel, man.
It's not bourbon. I think that has to be rum. Okay. So
well, what notes do you get other than a spirit barrel?
I'm getting like butterscotch.
Yeah, I can see that.
Kind of caramel, but to me, it's more butterscotch.
Yeah. I'm with you.
It's sweet, like brown sugar. Some of those like candied cherries, like that fruit cake.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I was definitely thinking like dark cherry note.
Yeah.
Like, it's not super prominent, but it's definitely there on the end of each sniff. And I feel like I get some woodiness to it.
Okay.
That I'm assuming would come from whatever barrel.
I mean, I know this is some sort of pumpkin something.
Right.
But if I didn't know that, I'm not perceiving anything that reminds me of pumpkin spice, pumpkin anything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't smell any pumpkin, but at the same time, like, the alcohol is so strong that I don't know that you would.
Little vanilla.
Mm-hmm. Which vanilla could be coming from the spirit barrel.
Ooh.
It's very sweet. Definite sipper.
Yeah. Kind of warms my soul.
Yeah, it is certainly warming. It smells super astringent, but it doesn't taste as alcohol driven as I would assume it would.
No, it's drinking kind of nice. I can't say I like it, but I can't say I don't like it. I don't know. I feel very indifferent about this.
It definitely says like fall, winter to me. I definitely get those dark cherry notes on the flavor, which I'm enjoying. I feel like I almost get... No, I do. I get like a very faint kind of like roasty coffee on the very, very end of each sip.
I could see.
It's not super prominent. It's just like a little touch of what roast coffee.
You know what it kind of smells like is Palo Santo.
Yeah, I could see a little aspect of the Palo Santo.
That would.
Ooh, it's getting more caramelly as I continue to sip it. This definitely kind of develops as you drink it.
I wish, I don't mind the mouthfeel, but I wish it was a little bit more full.
Okay. Yeah, you just want it to be a little more viscous. I could see that.
Huh.
Do you feel like there's any sort of like spices in there?
Mm-mm.
I see where the pumpkin is. Like, I see where there's pumpkin in this, but if I didn't know to look for it, I'm not sure I would know that.
Yeah.
You know, I probably wouldn't.
Okay.
Because that cherry grows a lot. It's kind of like a brown sugar encrusted cherry.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. I like it. Yeah, what would I give this one?
It's really hard because am I like rating this on just my taste? Am I evaluating it on a pumpkin beer?
Right.
That's what I always struggle with.
I'm getting a little wood as I continue to...
Yeah, it's so woody.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, every sip I take, like, some one flavor kind of becomes more prominent, and it's just kind of like a rotational thing. Like, each sip, it's a little different. I do like this.
I'm going to go 5.
It is...
Basically...
It's good.
I don't know if I like it more than pumpkin, but my ratings are always all over the place.
I definitely like it more than pumpkin.
My ratings are always all over the place, but I can appreciate the complexity.
I'm between a 4 and a 5 on this one. I do quite like it. It is good. Yeah, this beer's good. I'm gonna give it a 5 as well.
Whoa.
I do like that. And the main reason, like...
Is this your beer?
No, it's actually not.
Okay.
But the main reason that I gave it that extra bump, I was leaning a little more towards 4, but then I was just like, the fact that every time I take a sip, I'm getting something different. There's so much complexity there. I quite like it.
Now, these beers have been warming up for 40 minutes, maybe?
Something like that, around there.
But I'll be interested to see even more when it comes to temperature, what it's going to be like.
So this is another one of Steve's beers.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
This is by Avery Brewing.
Interesting.
It is their Pumpkin, KY in brackets. Porter brewed with pumpkin and spices aged in bourbon barrels.
This is bourbon?
It is bourbon. You want to guess the alcohol volume?
Oh, God, is it really high?
Guess.
11.
18.8.
No.
Here's the other thing. This is a bonus. Steve, I went big money on this for you, buddy. This is aged 3 years. This is a 2016 bottle of the pumpkin. So I gave you a vintage bottle of it as one of your entries. So there you go. Batch number 3, it says. Yeah, 18.8%.
I would never guess that.
Steve, this beer is tasting very good at 3 years old. Very
Holy
good.
Cow.
Yeah.
18? This is so
18.8.
drinkable.
It's basically 9. It's basically, I'm sorry,
19.
it's basically 19%. It's not far removed from Black Tuesday by the brewery.
Holy cow.
Kind of mind-blowing,
This
right?
is dangerous.
It's very dangerous at this point. Like, what would you guess? Like, I guess like maybe 12.
What did I just say,
That's
11?
my upper range. Yeah, like 11, 12. Yeah, that's what it tastes like. This is really good, though.
Wow. Okay.
It
so
is
Steve's
good.
doing well.
Steve is doing pretty well. So that's an overall 3 for the pumpkin and a 5 for this pumpkin KYN. All right. Next.
It is this. Yeah.
Number 3.
Okay.
Looks.
So this looks like the first one, but it's a little hazy.
It's a little more brown.
Yeah.
It's like brown, orangish brown, a little red to
Yeah.
it. Can't see through it. A little hazy-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This smells tart.
Yes. I agree.
What? A sour pumpkin beer?
What?
Now you got to say the reference.
So that way of saying what, we do it at the house all the time. If people haven't seen it on Netflix, there's a show called I Think You Should Leave. It's this guy named Tim Robinson. It's like a sketch comedy show. You should definitely check it out because there's a sketch where he keeps someone keeps saying things. He's like, what?
Again and again.
It's funny. Anyway, inside joke. Sorry. What does it smell like?
It just smells tart, sour.
You get nothing else? Like, does the tartness remind you of any fruits? Like, is
Cherry.
it... Okay. I feel like I get a slight peach, to be honest.
I was going to say plum.
Oh, yeah. Like a sugar plum. Like brown sugar and plum, to be honest. Yeah, I agree with that, for sure. I think it smells good. I think it has a slight kind of pencil shaving note on the very end of it, but it's very, very low grade.
I think I know what this is.
Well, you didn't guess on the...
Well, I'm going to guess on this one after I drink it.
All right, well, yeah. Try it first. Then we'll see. Smooth.
Tastes like nothing.
It's a little... Kind of tastes a little bit like juice, in a way.
Yeah, this does not taste like a beer at all. It tastes like watered down grape juice.
I don't see like a grapey flavor. I see the cherry that you were talking about. I do see some plum too, actually. It's a good point on the plum. And there's a little bit of like a honey sweetness.
This is just no good.
I wouldn't say it's no good. I like it. I don't like it as much as I thought I was going to. I'll say that.
It's just, this is not what I thought it was going to be. I'm getting a little, like, lemon.
Yeah, no, definitely lemon because of the tartness. But yeah, that little bit of the cherry, a little bit of the plum. Actually, I think the plum becomes even more prominent as I keep drinking it. And especially because, you know, like when you bite through a plum and there's like a little bit of that kind of tannic bitterness with the skin.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of coming in as well.
I haven't had a plum in a while.
I like it.
Based on the nose, though, I just was expecting a little bit more flavor.
Yeah.
And it
I
just
agree.
kind of just not as developed as I would like.
It's relatively easy.
Yeah, it is.
I will say that. Like, it goes down pretty easy. Although it is creating a little bit of phlegm for me because of the tartness.
Okay.
I mean, I like it. I'm trying to figure out. I'm between two numbers and I need to figure out where it should be.
Okay. I'm going to be in a 2.
I like how easy it is. Okay, I feel like I have to do a 3.
Okay.
I was between a 3 and a 4, but I think 3 is more appropriate for where it is.
Okay.
Okay. So here we go. I'm going to reveal number 3.
I can't believe that beer is 18%.
Well, 19, basically. Okay, this is by Wicked Weed. Is this what you thought it was going to be?
Yes.
Okay, you should have guessed.
I know. I did it again.
So it's by Wicked Weed. This is from our stash I pulled out. A bunch that we bought when we were down in North Carolina that we bought months before they sold out to AB InBev.
Yeah.
So this is pre-sellout beer. This is their Pompoen. It's a rum barrel-aged sour pumpkin ale fermented with ginger. And this beer is 3 years old as well.
Yeah.
So just like the Avery beer, this is also 3 years
So this,
aged.
I feel like, did not age as well.
No.
Because that's why, as soon as I smelled it, I was like, oh, that's that Wicked Weed pumpkin beer.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do not know any other, like, tart pumpkin. Like, Carlin, pull this from our stash.
Yeah.
But then I started sipping it, and I'm like, this is definitely not it. Because I liked Pompoen, and I do not like this.
One of the big things is the ginger's really fallen out.
Yeah.
And I think the ginger added a lot to the
Yeah.
beer when it was fresher. So this is a clear example of, this was really good when it was fresher. And even like a year into it, and I think I had one at 2 years as well.
Well, we normally drink this every Halloween when we pass out candy.
Yeah, exactly. So I brought enough home that I've had one. This is my 3rd year in a row drinking this beer.
Is this our last?
Yeah, this is the last
Okay.
one. So I will say it does not, like,
No.
at the 3-year mark, no. Like, drink it between fresh and 2 years, maybe 2.5, I don't know. But between fresh and 2 years, I would say, with this beer. I don't even know if they're making this beer anymore. I won't buy it, because you know my thing with AB InBev. I don't buy AB InBev products, so.
Yeah, we always drink, like, you know, yummy dark beers or pumpkin or something when we pass out candy.
Yeah.
And then we come inside and we watch the movie Trick or Treat.
I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is 9%.
Oh, wow.
Well, I will say it doesn't taste 9%.
No.
It tastes to me like 6. I don't really taste alcohol so much.
Yeah. Okay.
That is a good thing about it. I like it. It's just, aged. It's not.
No.
I guarantee I would have given it like a 5 or a 6 if it was fresh or 1 year old
probably,
or something.
Yeah.
But where it is, it's not working so much.
Okay.
So I'm not doing so well. It's an overall 2.5. All right.
Oh, man.
All right, number 4.
I don't think you're going to like this. This smells... Oh, sorry.
It's very red.
Yeah.
A little bit of brown to it.
I went straight into the...
Can't really see it through it, but it's not because it's super hazy. It's just darker. Ooh. What is the...
I don't know, but it smells real... Oh, I would just want to say spicy, but I don't...
Yeah, there's something that's supposed to... There's a particular smell in there, and I'm trying to figure out what that is.
It's not cinnamon. Is it nutmeg? No.
It smells like kind of like a blend of spices that becomes kind of unrecognizable.
That doesn't smell good, though.
I don't hate the way it smells, but I don't think it smells great either.
I think it smells like butter.
Yeah, I can see that. I do get some of that cherry, though. Like, kind of like we were getting in the Avery one. I'm getting some, like, cherry notes.
Kind of just smells like one note.
I get a few notes, but yeah, it doesn't smell super complex, to be honest. It doesn't smell that good. So. All right. I can't pick anything else out of it, so I'm going to start sipping. What?
It's such a thin mouthfeel. It almost tastes like Vaseline.
It's very thin.
What is that? I will say it tastes like it smells.
Here. Like, rinse your palate. Because I don't know if some of the other flavors are messing with this. I don't know. I just rinsed my palate pretty significantly. Kind of did a swish around and everything. Because I'm going to see if that changes anything. I don't know. No, not really. Not really. That's another reference to I Think You Should Leave.
I don't like that at all.
I don't hate it. I don't like it. It tastes astringent. It also tastes a little bit like low-level pool chemical. Don't you think?
It's just not pleasant. Like,
no.
I can't say it's like overspiced because I'm not perceiving a spice. The mouthfeel is very thin. And it's not even very flavorful. It just kind of falls flat. There's just like a weird flavor that I can't describe. A cross between what we say, Vaseline, cherry, and pool chemicals. Yeah.
And then there's a little bit of a woodiness that I get on the finish. And I am getting, a little bit of the cherry I said I was getting on the nose.
I'm getting a little cherry.
I don't like it.
I don't either. I'm giving it a 1.
Yeah, me neither. Or me too. Well, this is my beer.
Is it?
Yeah, pretty bad. Wow. Steve's whooping me.
Steve is whooping you.
I mean, he should too because he
got first
likes.
pick.
Well, no, I mean he likes pumpkin beer.
Oh, does he?
So yeah,
good. Okay, well I'm glad.
And I don't, so I don't really drink it much. But this is one we've liked before. Rosemary's Baby by Two Roads Brewing.
Oh yeah, we've had that.
It's 6.8%. It is ale brewed with pumpkin and spices, aged in rum barrels with vanilla beans. Those vanilla beans are super lost. They're not there. They're like non-existent. I see where the rum barrel is. I see
this
that.
Is rum barrel
but
aged?
it's not playing well with the base beer, to be honest. Yeah. This was a last minute audible. I made a switch on one of my other beers, so obviously it's a mistake. But it became a mistake, so I'm not doing well. My averages are 2.5 and 1, and his are 5 and 3. So yeah.
You didn't pull the other ones out of the fridge yet, did you?
No.
Okay.
But all right. Well, we'll talk about this, and I mean, to everyone else, we're going on to beer number 5. So we actually are just going straight through this thing, and now we're doing number 5. Okay. What does it look like to you? Oh, your positioning is off.
Oh,
from where you were. Yeah, okay, that's better.
Am I okay?
Yeah.
Well, I was leaning to get into the light.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
It's hazy. It's like orangish reddish.
Yeah, it is a little bit hazy. Is that just from the cold? Let me look. No?
No,
it's actually kind of hazy. Okay. Yeah, it looks very orange. It's very Halloween-y.
Because it's hazy?
Fall-y. Yeah, well, no, just like the color of orange.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's kind of nice.
I'm getting like, it's floral.
I see what you're saying. Okay. Feel me on this. Honeysuckle?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's like a honeysuckle flower.
I'm getting a little clove.
And a little bit of just like sugar.
Mm-hmm. It smells nice.
Yeah, it actually does smell good. I do smell pumpkin, too. It's very low level, though.
It was just like, not the spice. It's just the pumpkin.
So you know what this kind of smells like to me? In a good way. Like pumpkin rock candy. You know, like the rock candy, it's just like sugar.
You've had pumpkin rock candy?
No. I'm just saying, like, if there was a pumpkin rock candy. Like, I've had rock candy when I was a little kid, and they would flavor it. Like, they had the ones that were just, like, straight sugar. But then they had ones that were flavored.
That were not straight sugar.
Right. And this one kind of smells like pumpkin rock candy.
It smells good.
But a little less sweet than what that would smell like.
It smells good. It
does. It smells very easy. It smells clean. More crisp and clean than the pumpkin did. Yeah, it's a
very
little
easy,
confusing.
Yeah. It's easy to drink. It's goes down real easy. It's
very
clean,
easy.
Very clean.
Yeah, clean, easy. It has a finish that's kind of lager-esque, in my opinion. Like, it's very crisp and clean and kind of refreshing, but I do taste a little bit of pumpkin to it, and there's a little bit of sweetness. The honeysuckle and actual honey. I kind of like this.
Yeah, they do. I
kind of like it.
I did too. I do too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of like this beer. It's not. It's not like robust flavor. It's not like punching you in the mouth, but it's good.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
Well, it's balanced. You know, like
that floral note's starting to build.
Yeah,
it's getting a little more flowery.
I don't know if I love that floral note, but
yeah, that's actually starting to bother me a tad bit as I continue to sip it, but I still like it. Okay. Where to go?
You go first. I always go first.
Give it a 3.
Okay.
I think that's appropriate.
I was going to go 4.
Okay. So 3.5. So still, it's the second best beer, rating-wise.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the second highest rating. I mean, there's the one Avery beer at 5, and then this one at 3.5, and then at 3 is the pumpkin.
Okay.
So this is the random beer. This is a wild card beer.
This is the Rachel beer.
Yes, that Rachel said, do this one. This is what she said. It's interesting.
It is interesting.
Okay. So I was like, okay. It's called the Monkster Mash Pumpkin Ale. It's by Spencer Brewery, which is the Trappist brewery in the United States. It's 5.2% alcohol.
That's all it says.
And let me see if there's any
That's a good name, and
it just says ale brewed with pumpkin and spices. That's it.
Wow,
that's it.
The can is cool. So it's a 16-ounce can it's essentially just like a jack-o'-lantern. Mm-hmm.
So brewed by monks.
Okay, go monks.
The Monkster Mash.
The Monkster Mash. That's very clever.
That's very funny. Yeah, I didn't know what to think about this. I was like, a Trappist brewery doing a pumpkin beer? It seems kind of weird. But when she said it's interesting, I was like, yeah, I bet it is. I like it enough.
It works.
Yeah. It's a decent, solid beer. Okay. Well, good.
So I guess then one of these is yours and one is
Steve's.
Steve's.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going on to number 6. This looks the brownest. No, not the brownest. That Avery one's the brownest, but brownish red, pretty brown, hazy. Can't see through it. A little orange.
Smells really good.
It does smell good. Although
it smells similar to the Avery.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that. There's a little bit of
definitely a spirit. I would say rum, but apparently before it was bourbon, so maybe it is bourbon.
I do feel like I could smell a little pumpkin. There's a little pumpkin note at the very end. Why do I think there's a little bit of a smell of sunflower seeds? I feel like I get a little sunflower seed smell. I don't know. It's weird. It's totally weird.
I'm getting a lot of the same characteristics that I got from the
KYN.
Kin, yeah. Like that fruit cake. You know, the brown sugar,
Yeah.
caramel, vanilla, candied cherries.
I think it's a little closer to brown sugar than caramel, but yeah, maybe kind of like an in-between on those.
And then there's definitely spirit.
Yeah, definitely.
It smells good, though.
A little bit of woodiness there, too.
That's what I mean. I wish you don't have any of that.
The pumpkin one? The pumpkin?
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, you do?
I kept it. I kept the glass with that because I like it.
Yeah, I did too, but I don't have it here.
Yeah, Rebecca's going between the two and sniffing both of them at the same time to see, because she thinks they smell kind of similar.
I think they smell very similar.
Yes, but the one, the Avery one is way more like caramelly and dark roast, and this one's significantly lighter, and it's closer to it's more caramel on the Avery one, and this one's more brown sugar.
Yeah,
like lighter.
But they smell similar.
Yeah, they kind of do. Yeah, it smells pretty good.
Oh, man, they taste similar. Give me that one.
Ooh, I got a burn in my nostril though from the alcohol.
No, I like this better. This one better.
This current one? I get spices. I feel like I get some spices on this one. Like maybe a little nutmeg, a little cinnamon going on.
You don't like it. I like that.
Yeah, I'm not... This is a little more pumpkin pie-ish.
Yeah.
It's definitely that brown sugar.
It's like pumpkin pie. It's like an adult pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
I like this.
I think it's well done. I see why you like it. I see why other people would like it. It's not for me, but I respect it. Let me put that way.
Yeah, I know. I really like this.
As I sip it more, like it's kind of a little syrupy.
It is a little bit, but I don't mind it.
And the sweetness grows.
Yeah.
So I don't really like that aspect of it. But along with the sweetness, my perception of the actual pumpkin grows. Right. Which is a good thing. So, I don't know. Good and bad, in my opinion.
I feel you on that. I'm not digging the sweetness, but...
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
It's not... Yeah.
It's not bad, though. I'm between two numbers. I gotta figure this. What are you between?
I was between 5 and a 6, but I'm gonna go 5.
Okay. I'm between a 3 and a 4.
Did I give any other beer a 5?
Yes. The Avery one.
Oh, okay.
So it makes sense.
Yeah. I thought I liked this more than the Avery, but then the sweetness got to me. I'm like, eh.
I definitely like the Avery one more than this. But it's how much more? Because I gave a 3 to that Trappist. You know, I'm going to knock it down for me to a 3 just because of that sweetness that just keeps going up.
So it's 4?
Overall 4. So yeah, I think it kind of evens out. Like this is the runner-up to this Avery one at the moment. So good for that. Okay.
Whose is it?
Another Steve.
Oh, Steve, you're killing it.
And it's cool / interesting that you were like, this smells a lot like the Avery one because it's another Avery beer.
What the hell?
Yeah, this is also by Avery Brewing. This is their Rumpkin, ale brewed with pumpkin and spices aged in rum barrels. You want to guess the ABV?
Oh, gosh. Is it 18 again?
17.5.
Oh, Steve's trying to kill us.
Yeah. What's the vintage on this one? This is also 3 years old.
Okay.
So, there you go.
So... Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so basically the same beer, one in bourbon, one in rum.
No, totally different. This one's ale. The Rumpkin is ale.
Oh, and that was a porter.
Porter, yeah. Okay. So you're going to get the roastier, darker notes like you do, more caramel in that one versus the brown sugar in this one. Okay. So it's, what do you like? I understand why, and these were the 2 that he had in his first email.
Okay.
And the third beer was Good Gourd.
Which you could have gotten.
Which... I could have because they had it on draft at Wine World, but I did not because I didn't want to have to fill a growler because I didn't want to drink a growler of it. So sorry, but...
Which I would like to try that blind.
Yeah. I will. Maybe I'll get it for you sometime and not tell you. Then you can try it.
Okay, so last one. So this is the darkest one.
Yes.
That we've had.
Yeah. I'm going to take a drink of water. Number 7, the final one.
It's like
it's very
just dark.
Yeah.
I mean, porter, stout.
Cannot see through it. There's no head to it, really. Well, agitate it a little bit and you can get some.
What is that?
What do you get?
I'm getting a woody marshmallow.
Yeah, I can see where you get that. Yeah.
Getting some chocolate and some malt.
Yeah. I definitely get the chocolate. What type of chocolate do you think? Dark chocolate, milk chocolate?
I'm getting milk chocolate.
Okay. A little milk chocolatey. Feel you on that. I feel like maybe it's primarily milk chocolate with a little bit of dark chocolate thrown in there because of some bitterness on the nose.
Mm-hmm, sure. Maybe some coffee.
Yeah, I see what you're saying about the marshmallow. That's interesting. I didn't pick that out initially, but I see what you're saying. It's a little marshmallowish. Do you feel like you get pumpkin?
No. Nope.
Okay.
Do you?
I'm trying to. I don't think I really can. But maybe I can get it in the taste.
Okay.
We'll find out.
This also smells like it could be barrel aged.
Yeah.
Well, you know if it is.
That's tasty.
This is really tasty.
I get a lot of flavors. I get a lot of flavors up front. I want you to go first, though, because there's one particular flavor that we did not name in the nose that I feel like I get, and I want to see if you also get it.
This is like a quiz?
Kind of.
Ugh.
What do you get out of it?
I'm fading.
You can't. This is important work right here we're doing.
I know. I'm getting like really, really buzzed, and I didn't eat dinner.
Well, when we're done with this, we'll slow down on the beer, eat, and then go back to it.
I don't know.
No? Okay. So I feel like it's weird. I get coconut.
Okay. I was going to say brownie.
No, I mean, I get a lot. I get a lot of chocolate.
Yeah.
I definitely get a lot of chocolate. I feel like I do get some pumpkin, but I think the pumpkin's more coming in with a mouthfeel with it. Like it's like pumpkin like flesh.
Like chewy.
Yeah.
I really, really like this.
It's really chocolatey.
It is very chocolatey.
And like I said, I feel like I get a little bit of like a coconut. I get some wood to it.
This is definitely barrel aged.
I get some vanilla.
Yep.
Some very nice vanilla in it. And wow, there's like one other thing though.
Sure, there's pumpkin in here.
Rebecca, I said at the beginning there's pumpkin in all these beers. So yes, there's pumpkin in this.
Because this is your beer.
It is. Oh, there's some coffee on the finish. Mm-hmm. There's like a nice, easy coffee with a good roast to the overall beer in the finish. Okay.
Well, this is my favorite.
Yeah, this beer's pretty amazing.
So I'm gonna go a 6. Maybe,
this beer's really good.
I'm gonna say 7.
Okay, that's fine.
I feel a little biased.
Okay. You don't know what it is. Biased because it's mine. No, well, don't.
But it's not.
It's not
that. It's just because I like it.
Okay, so here's the thing. You gave a 5 to the 2 Avery ones. Do you like this 2 more than those beers?
2 more?
1 more or 2 more? How much more do you like it?
2 more.
Okay, 2 more. Then there you go.
I just retasted.
So I got to look at it. Now, I gave a 5 to that Avery one. I also have some of it.
Hold on. Let me taste that.
Yes. I also like it 2 more.
You're giving a 7?
Yeah, I'm giving it a 7. This beer
is
stupid.
What is it?
This beer is stupid good.
What is it?
Like, this is a beer that I'm like, I can say I like pumpkin because I like this beer.
It doesn't taste like pumpkin, though, which is kind of why I'm like, eh.
You have any guesses?
I have no idea.
Dewclaw.
Pumpkin
Retribution. So this is Imperial Stout brewed with pumpkin, spices added, aged in bourbon barrels. This one is 4 years old, over 4. Well, oh yeah, when it came out, yeah, it's basically 4 years old right now. It is 11.5% alcohol,
Oh my gosh.
and I've always really loved this beer.
Yeah. So you pulled 2 from our stash.
Yes, I did. So the sad thing is these specific iterations of Retribution, I don't think will ever happen again from Duclaw, because Jim Wagner, who was the head brewer who made these pieces of magic, is no longer with Duclaw and hasn't been there for a bit. He now does BC Brewery out in Hunt Valley, Maryland. I wish that he would start doing this type of thing. I don't know, maybe he is working on that, but they tried doing the Retributions at Duclaw after he left, and they were super thin and still some good flavor, to be honest. Like, they're still good, but the problem is when you've had it like this, you can't have anything else. For me personally, that's how I feel. But yeah, I will say it is not easy to pick up pumpkin in this beer, but it is phenomenal. This beer tastes amazing.
So this is like an interesting lineup, because outside of pumpkin,
none of them are considered like traditional pumpkin beers. Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of what the market, I think, should be turning into with pumpkin beers. Like, you can't just keep it the same all the time. Yeah. You need to innovate. You need to change things up. I'm
a little disappointed. I was kind of hoping Dogfish's
Pumpkin
was in there.
So that was on Steve's second list.
Okay.
So it was in consideration.
Because I wanted to taste that blind to see if I liked it or not.
I could have saved money and put that in instead of one of these Avery beers.
Yeah, what the hell?
I wanted to be nice to Steve.
Yeah, no.
So I spent extra money and got these aged Avery beers.
Overall, who won?
Oh, probably. Well, I mean, if you put it all together, Steve, I'm sure. Yeah. But
so
I had the best beer. So I had best beer. Steve had the best overall performance.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and Rachel did a pretty good job with the one beer. Rachel did well with the sleeper. Yeah. So, I mean, there's stuff I will drink.
Well, and I think this kind of illustrates that, like, again, what we say, there's a beer for everyone. There's a pumpkin beer for everyone.
Not necessarily.
Yes.
Not necessarily.
Yes.
Not everyone, because it's usually a darker style, and I'm sure there are people who you could be like,
the Spencer beer.
Maybe.
I think that was real light. It was 5.5.
That's true.
5.2%. It was really easy to drink.
Yeah, maybe. Well, anyway, I would like to hear Steve Phifer's feedback.
Yeah,
on how
let us know. What did you think, Steve?
Yeah, how'd the mini tourney go for you? Were you happy with it? Hopefully. And I will tease this now. We are also going to be doing another mini tournament that came about because of Rachel. When I was at Wine World getting these beers, some of these beers, she was helping me out, and she was like, what's been drinking really nice? A lot of the Oktoberfest beers that have been coming out. I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, you should try the Oktoberfest beers. So I was like, okay, round up the 6 that you think are the best in the store right now. Give it to me. I'll buy them, and we'll do a mini tournament for those as well. So we will now be doing a mini Oktoberfest tournament.
And Carlin hates it.
No, I mean, I'm open to it. I'm more down with Oktoberfest than I am with pumpkin beers overall. But the thing to throw out there is, disclaimer, breweries use Oktoberfest moniker loosely a lot of times. So sometimes it's an Oktoberfest, it's like a traditional Oktoberfest, like German style, and sometimes it's like a Märzen.
Yeah.
Or something else, like another take on what an Oktoberfest is. So
I like to kind of revisit styles that I initially was like, I don't really like that, and kind of, okay, do I like it now?
Mm-hmm. So the Oktoberfest mini tournament should be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. So anyway, thank you everyone for checking this episode out. Really appreciate it. Give us some feedback if you want to. BrutalBattlePodcast@gmail.com. Our biggest thing is on Instagram, so follow us on Instagram.
Brutal Battle Podcast.
Yeah, Brutal Battle Podcast on Instagram. That's the big stuff. But thanks everyone, and until next time,
keep it brutal.
I feel so coming to This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.